So our adventure started out yesterday when we woke up. We decided to go to the hot springs. Rachel called me. We didn't know what to do. And so she decided that we should go to the hot springs in Montecito.
Yeah, I was like looking up all these different hot springs, and this one was like, oh, like it might be hard to find, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. And it was gonna rain too. And so I, like, on a whim was like, we're going. Well, and then Phil was just like, yeah, I'm gonna call out. And I was like, really? Okay, we're going. And it was like late too in the day.
You're not supposed to put this in the video.
Oh, I thought you said you were gonna. And he was like, I'm calling out. I haven't called out yet since I started working. And he's like worried that like they're gonna find my secret YouTube. But
yeah, I mean, I am sick.
Famous.
I am sick, and I do work in a restaurant.
He's
so
sick. Like he's been spraying his throat.
Food.
He's been spraying his throat like this entire time, and like we stopped at 3 different pharmacies to get Sudafed. So like he really is sick.
Oh my God.
Like we took a tour of California's pharmacies on this vacation. If we did anything, that's all we did. And so, so I like, it was pretty late in the day. It was like, we left by like 11 or something. And I was like, oh, we better hurry up. I was like, pack your shit and we're going. I was like, oh, we might sleep over, we might not. I don't know what we're doing. Like, let's just go. And I'm like, okay, where should we meet? Oh, I don't know. Like, we'll meet halfway in Ventura. Like this cute, like, beach town.
Yeah, we went to Surfers Point in Ventura, and then Rachel's like, no, let's meet at a Walmart because I can park overnight. And then I get to the Walmart, and what does it say? No overnight parking.
Because it said online that Walmart generally allows overnight parking, but I guess maybe in LA, like, maybe not, but maybe like in Bumblefuck by me is okay. But maybe in LA, what I'm learning is that there's no free parking in LA at all. Like everything, I guess it's like Manhattan.
We paid $21.
And I freaked out, of course. I was like, I don't want to pay $20 for parking. Okay, so then what happened? Like, okay, so then we went to Surfers Point, and then we went to the hot springs, and we saw a lot of gates that were really pretty, and I wanted to take pictures of all the gates.
Yeah, Rachel's gonna make an Instagram just of gates.
Yeah.
All the cool gates in Montecito because all the celebrities live there, and it's really nice. It's really quaint. It's like private, like local vibe, like area.
Yeah, and then so we hiked like to the hot springs, and like the guy was like, oh, do this, do that, do this, and we like had a map downloaded on our phone, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, we're not gonna be able to find it. And like Phil's like, oh, there's gonna be a sign. I was like, there's not gonna be a sign. Like, of course there's not gonna be a sign. The guy just said there's not gonna be a sign, blah blah blah. And
the
then,
guy
like,
never said there wasn't any signs.
He said it was like hard to find. Like he was giving us like a detailed like description of like how to get there. And I was like, if there was a sign, he wouldn't give us that. Blah blah blah. Alright, so I was being difficult.
It was actually pretty easy to find though, because we had like an app. I already forget the name of it.
Oh,
we had an app
Trails.
that had like GPS, and it allowed us to just, follow the little trail.
Yeah, but it still didn't say like where the hot springs were. It was still like a trick question. I didn't think we should have added to the map.
I mean, luckily the census guy was there.
Yeah, the census guy. He was cool. And then what happened? And then we went to hot springs, and it was like a bunch of man-made springs, like pools. And we like went up to the top, and it was the hottest pool. And they're like, that's the hottest pool. They're like, don't go in that one. And they were like all taken. So we're like, oh, like which one do we go in? And then we put our legs in, and like my legs turned purple, like red.
Hold on, I didn't just put my legs in. I got my foot caught on your lunch bag.
Oh, yeah.
and then I basically threw myself into the scalding water. And at first I was like, it's way too hot, I can't take this. And then we decided to just submerge our legs in anyways. And I was like submerging my whole body in.
And then we like went into another pool that was like less hot. And then we like chilled with this like tattooed couple that were like really baked.
Yeah, they were smoking some weed for sure.
And the guy was like baked, and the girl was like more on it. Like we were asking what to do in like the town, and she was like, do this, do that, do this. Like she was giving us like a full tour, like a full travel guide tour of the area.
The only advice I didn't like that she gave was to stay at a Motel 6. Like,
yeah.
hell no.
Sometimes they are nice, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, given the area, maybe it wasn't so bad, but...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, back up like 2 seconds. After going in the scalding water, you didn't tell them about how red her legs were.
I did.
Our reds were like... Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. I was paying...
Tell them.
Our legs were beet red, but apparently Rachel already...
For like an hour, like, it didn't go away. And then we sat in the sand, and then like we were like putting the sand on our bodies, like everyone's putting the mud on their bodies, supposed to be good. It has like sulfur, minerals, blah blah blah. And there was hair in the sand, and I was like, oh, and I was like gonna puke. I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. I was like, I don't know what was in that sand.
Yeah, I put some straight on my face and like practically in my eye, and then 2 seconds later, this Asian guy was like, oh, people get sick in here all the time. You can get an eye infection. I'm like, really?
That Asian guy was a little, like, strange, a little bit.
Yeah, he was just hanging out there by himself.
Yeah.
Everyone else came in a group, and he was just there alone.
He was chilling. And then, yeah, I liked the couple. They were cool. He was like, yeah, I just smoke weed and, like, sell bike parts. And then I call up, like, the other bike parts store, and they're high, too. He's like, and then like I was like saying how our driver like smokes high, and I was like, oh, wrong crowd. I was like, yeah, he smokes high, and it's like not cool. I was like, oh, wrong crowd. And I was like, we can't talk to these people about this. And then like, oh, they're like, where'd you guys meet? And we're like, and Phil's like, rehab, and I'm like, thanks.
But we didn't even explain. I'm like, no, I'm not into hard drugs. I've never been into hard drugs.
And I was like, I'm not an addict. And I like looked at him.
And then we just left it at that. We didn't even explain that we both have bipolar tendencies, or are bipolar.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to call it.
I would say I'm bipolar as fuck. I don't know about you, man. I would say if you run through the forest naked. I would say if you run into the forest naked, you might be bipolar.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not like airing out all your secrets, sorry.
I'm not about to start telling bipolar stories. We'll have to create another video for that.
Okay.
Phil's bipolar adventures.
So then, wait, what happened? And then, and then, like, they were, when we got there, they were, like, saying how, like, everyone gets naked. And I was, like, preparing for, like, old naked people. And then, like, they're like, oh, so, like, we kept asking people as we were going, like, oh, so were they naked people? Like, oh, surprisingly not. No, like, and one old guy was like, usually I'm the naked guy, but, like, I didn't get naked this time, like, or whatever. And then we went, and, like, the people that got naked were, like, hot young women. Like, hot.
They were pretty cute.
They were hot.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, nips out, thongs. And I was like, look at the hot, like, behind Phil. I was like, look, they're getting naked. I was like, they're hot. And then Phil thought I was lesbian. I was like, no, like, they're just hot. Like, I'm not trying to bone them or anything. I'm just like, they're, like, beautiful, like, subjects, like, to look at. Right? Sometimes you have to appreciate art.
Yeah, I mean, their tits were nice. They had nice nipples. There's one girl.
Okay. Very detailed.
Pretty nice. A pretty nice butt.
Whoa. Yes, the thong. I was looking. You weren't like at a good view. You were like, your back was to them, I think. Right?
I got plenty of views.
I felt like I was like directly like looking at them, and your back. Maybe you changed position or something. I was looking at them, and the couple, like the tattoo couple, they weren't like really like caring, and I was like, oh, like laughing, and I was
they weren't even paying attention. I was surprised.
They were just high. They didn't give a fuck.
Like the dude didn't even look once. He was like, he must really like his chick.
He probably was like, if I look at those bitches, she's gonna kill me. Like he's probably like, don't do it. Like, don't talk about the hot girls. Like, I can't look right now. Like, she's looking at it. She's gonna know. Like, that I'm gonna get in trouble. Like you know. So, yeah, that's what his story was probably. But he was so, like, laid back and high, but, like, he did not care about those naked women. And then, okay, so then we're like, okay, it's getting dark. Oh, then we're like trying to book like where we're gonna stay, and there was no service. I was like, let's stay in a hostel, because I was like trying to be cheap. And then like Phil's like, I'm not staying in a fucking hostel. Like, he's like, I want to be comfortable, and I was like, no, like I want to like can't afford this, blah blah blah. Like being Rachel, being difficult. And then like finally we found like a nice Airbnb that like said it was like a whole house. So I was like, oh my god, a whole house for this price? No way. Like, yeah. So we like agreed finally, and then but it wasn't like a whole house. It was like a tiny cottage. But like,
yeah, it was like the size of a hotel room, but it had a fridge, and
it was cute. It
had like 2 little sections.
It was cute though. Yeah, it was cute. And then yeah, like we stayed like what did we do after? Yeah, we went to it, and then we went and we walked around. Oh, and we were gonna go in this like teen club. The kids looked like they were 5. Oh, they looked like they were teen, like little kids. Like, I'm like, oh, this is not our age group. So then we went to like this piano bar, which is more like for really old people, and that was like above our age crowd. Like,
yeah. We were like, we can't find the right place to fit in. It's either like 21-year-old college kids or like 40 to 50-year-old adults.
Yeah.
But I think before we went to State Street in Santa Barbara, we went to the pier, Stearns Wharf. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, we walked on the pier, which is pretty nice. Went to the bathroom like 20 different times.
Yeah, he's like, I keep drinking water and then I keep having to go pee. Oh, and on the way back, we like were getting lost. Like on the way going back from the trail, it was like getting dark, and I was like, oh. And then like we're getting lost, and like Phil's trying to look at the map, and I'm just like telling stories like about my book that are like really bad stories, like, and I'm like, oh, this story and that story, this story, and he's like, I'm just trying to get like back. And then like
we were doing talk to text too.
Yeah.
And like I was just sitting there counting the number of times that you said like. I'm like, you might want to reword this if you put this in a book.
No, I wasn't gonna like actually keep the likes in. Okay. But anyway, the stories, like, whenever you pressure me, I was telling him all these stories, and then when I had to actually do the talk to text, I couldn't do the stories. Like, I blanked, and I was like, oh, I wish I could have gotten those stories that I was just telling you down on paper. I didn't. It was too late. And then, so somehow we were on the wrong side of the river. So then I'm like, we had to cross the river, like, not a river, a stream, whatever. Somehow we had to cross, and I was like, you better know where you're going, because I don't know where I'm going. And like I kind of made him figure it out. Luckily he figured it out.
Yeah, honestly we got pretty lucky, because I mean there's a chance that we wouldn't have been able to cross over to the other side, and we had already walked all the way down on the wrong trail,
and it was getting dark too. Like we could have been lost, stranded in the woods. Like we could have, it was possible, because if I was in charge I would have been lost, and there was no service. And there was no service, and there was no people coming. So, like, it's possible we could have been stranded and we could have died.
But I did have the app on my phone.
Okay.
Like, I could definitely see where we were going.
Yeah.
So I knew all we had to do was cross over.
Okay, fine. But I would have still never... To me, and hiking and, like, maps, and we don't do well.
Worst came to worst, we would have just had to walk all the way back.
Yeah, to ask people, like, how to get back.
And it was dark, too,
it was dark.
So it was hard.
Yeah.
Hard to see in a new area.
And then, okay, then we went to this, like, Mexican restaurant, which I wish I remember the name. Do you remember? Vegan?
Rascals Vegan.
You sure?
Yeah, that was it.
It was so good. It was Mexican, and there was this one waiter guy who was, like, rushing back and forth, and, like, they were like, oh, you should go around and walk. And then, like, literally these tacos were massive tacos. Like, usually tacos are, like, little, and these were, like, huge, like, tortilla tacos.
They were like burritos.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's like we got the same size of like 2 burritos on our plate.
Yeah, for like $8. Like it was like cheap too, kind of. Like $8 for that huge thing. And then like we got chips and salsa, and like they brought us like a huge pile of chips, like so big to feed like a whole city.
But apparently the salsa we got wasn't salsa, it was hot sauce.
It was hot sauce, it was not salsa. Like seriously, there was like literally like just like hot sauce, like not salsa. Like, you know, salsa has to have like the tomatoes cut. They gave us like a tiny thing of tomatoes cut up, but like it was
I feel like your definition of salsa, like it has to have chunky tomatoes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was like pureed. Like it
That's
was
hot sauce.
But it was good.
Right,
Hot sauce. I don't know. I'd call it salsa. But
hot sauce.
salsa.
It's spicy.
Whatever you want to call it. The green and red stuff with tomatillos and stuff in it.
And mine was mushrooms. Mine was really good. And what was yours?
Mine was al pastor. It was like a plant-based protein.
Yeah.
I don't know. It tasted really good. It had like chunks of pineapple in it.
Yeah, it was so good. So good. And like, I don't know, I'm having fun because we don't have vegan restaurants like buy me too much. So like,
Yeah, we're
cool.
basically trying to find every single vegan restaurant we can go to.
And I'm like lucky because I came here and he's like, oh, I'm gonna try out being vegan. And I'm like, perfect. Like now I don't have to feel bad like if I'm trying to like eat vegan because like I guess you're trying it out. So like we might as well go to vegan and not go to like a random restaurant and get like a salad.
Yeah,
like we might as well go vegan. Go hard with the vegan.
If I wasn't trying vegan, then I'd probably be like, let's go here, let's go here, and you'd be like, I can't eat there.
Yeah, so it kind of worked out. And plus, the vegan food is like bomb. Like it's good. Like sometimes it's better than regular food.
That's still a debate in my head. I don't know how long I'll last on the diet, but I'm trying it.
It's so good.
Maybe I'll try it for a month, see how I feel.
When I leave, you're going off like hardcore. You're like just done. All right.
Not yet. I haven't given up yet.
Not yet. When I leave, he's gonna go.
So anyways, back in Santa Barbara, that's where we left off. Went to Stearns Wharf.
Yeah.
We checked out State Street. Everything was shut down. We keep going to places when everything's shut down. Don't know why. So, yeah, just backing up a little bit. We stopped by the club.
Oh, what about the piano bar?
We mentioned the piano bar.
The piano bar, the pianist or whatever was like this like lady with like purple hair and like one side was long, one side was short and it was like kind of empty. It was like just us and a couple people and like there was this one like couple that was like dancing. They're like
yeah, this lady kept going with her hand and then we were like making fun of her.
And I was videoing her.
I thought she looked like an Egyptian when she was dancing because she was like snapping and stuff.
And we requested songs. What did I request? Amy Winehouse. What did you request?
Have you ever seen the rain?
And what was the other one? The Southern one.
Have you ever seen it? That was
that was it. Oh, so then he said it was Southern Rock, and I was like, no, it's not Southern Rock. I was like, there's no such thing as Southern Rock, and then we like looked it up today, and apparently it's Southern Rock.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
What is that band? Creedence Clearwater?
Yeah.
Revival?
I said there's no such thing as Southern Rock, but there is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Leonard Skinner,
I was
Allman
wrong.
Brothers band.
Okay, and then, like, what happened after? Then we went back to the hotel, and we tried watching this, like, movie about, like, with, what's her name? Kristen Bell. And it was, like, supposed to be a comedy, how, like, she loves to coupon because she, like, lost her baby or something. Her, like, boyfriend, her husband's a dick. And then, like, it was, like, the most, like, it was the worst movie ever. Not funny at all. Like, how they're, like, scheming on, like, stealing coupons and selling coupons for half off to people, like, online. Like, trying to, like, make money illegally and they're, like, earning, like,
They made like $5 million and then started buying all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, like Lamborghinis and stuff. And they're like, we have like a plane and Lamborghinis. And they're like, oh, like that's pretty obvious that you're like doing something illegal. Like maybe you shouldn't do that. Like
they even bought guns. It's like, what are you guys doing?
And I was like, I'm done watching this, right? And I just went to bed.
Yeah, well, we put on anger management first.
Oh, but I knocked out like immediately.
Yeah, you knocked out, like...
Were they snoring? Were you watching me sleep?
Not that I heard. I was not watching. Why would I watch you sleep?
I don't know. I guess you must have seen me sleep, right? Because you didn't fall asleep yet.
I was trying to be as quiet as possible. Because I didn't want to, like, wake you up. But I woke you up anyways when I
Oh,
got
yeah.
water at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, he was like up and like woke me up at 4 in the morning. So then I was like,
oh, that's payback.
What?
What? Remember, because we were on the phone and you woke me up at 4
yeah,
in the morning.
I woke him
and
up.
then now.
Yeah, I woke him up with
Now
Phil. I
I
was
woke
like,
you
Phil,
up
are
at
you
4 in
up?
the
I was like,
morning.
I'm up. Because we like stay on the phone like all night. And then like literally it'll be like, you've been on the phone for 5 hours or whatever, like 3 hours. And like, because I can never sleep. So I'm like, Phil, I'm calling you. Like, and then I'll like hear him like breathing. Like, and I'll be like, oh, fuck this. I'm hanging up. Like at 5 hours later, like. But yeah, like, I guess I woke him up at 4 in the morning. So yeah, I don't know. He woke me up at 4, was it 4 in the morning?
Yeah, it was
4 in the morning. And I was like, all right, now I'm wide awake, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, what? You were like, I want to go to bed. And I was like, no, like, I'm wide awake. And he's like, oh, I want Seroquel or whatever. So I like gave him some of my Seroquel. I was like, I'm just going to give you a tiny piece. He's like, no, I want the whole thing. And I was like, no. But I was like, if you're not like, you don't take Seroquel often, then like all you need is a little bit, and it like didn't do anything.
Yeah, it didn't do anything. It just like sedated me a little bit.
No, I gave her another half, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't do anything, and he was just like drugged up. Like he was drugged up, like hardcore.
Drugged up. I was tired. Oh my god,
up.
you thought I was like totally on drugs.
You were drugged up, like, because I know, because I've taken Seroquel and I've been drugged up like that the next day. So like, then we're like, all right, well, what should we do? I was like, oh, let's see the sunrise. Like, that would be great. But then it was like raining.
Raining and cloudy. Like, how do you see the sunrise when it's raining?
And then we're like, I like looked up, oh, when does the sun rise? And we go all the way to the beach and we look up what time does the sun rise, and it was like an hour later. They're like, what are we gonna do in the rain on the beach, like for an hour, like cold, like? And he's like, he's sick. And he's like, I'm really cold and sick. And I'm like, huh?
You're like doing a full-on photo shoot of your Mini Cooper in the rain on the pier.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I like to be warm.
I was like, this looks great. I was like parking it like in the middle of like the road on the pier, like blocking traffic. I was like, this looks so good for like hours. He's like, you really like taking photos, and I really want to be warm. Like, and I was like, no, this is perfect. Like this. I was like, this is what you get when you like hang out with me. I take photos of everything, and like. And then, okay, so then we have to go search for Sudafed, and like the CVS is closed. Then we go to.
My nose is like it's stuffy.
Yeah.
That stuff like it helps and it wakes me up a little bit. So
yeah. And then
we had a full day of adventures today.
No,
so
and then you're a brat because I was like,
helped.
dude, like some other cold medicine. He's like, no, Sudafed or nothing. Like, I only do Sudafed. So we went to like 5 different like CVS type things, like looking like for this stuff. And apparently like it's in high demand, Sudafed.
Yeah, they were like sold out. Like, what the heck? Do they have like tweakers there going to buy this shit?
I think I'm gonna like invest in some Sudafed stock. Well, he was giving me advice on stocks, and then I'm like, okay, write it down. Tell me the stocks. And then.
But I'm not. This is a disclosure. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not give financial advice.
So I'm not sure if I should trust him though, but I might.
I've recommended Berkshire Hathaway, Microsoft, SMH, which is Vanex Semiconductor.
Why are you telling
ETF.
them? Why are you telling them the secrets? Your trade secrets.
I mean,
don't tell them.
I mean,
the viewers.
If more people invest in it, then the value will go up. So I'm gonna
don't tell them
everyone.
The secret. Don't tell them that. No, that part. No, you're definitely ruining it.
Should we charge for this video?
No, do not tell them. Take that back. Okay, and then what happened after that? Okay, then we walked around in Montecito. What's it called? Montecito.
Oh, you skipped the part about her acai bowl.
Oh, yeah. We went to this coffee shop and we got huge acai bowls. Huge. Like, I ate the whole thing and you ate like half. And I was like, I'm not wasting this acai bowl. Like,
they were good, but it was just like
sweet.
way too much sugar in the morning.
A lot of sugar. And I'm not supposed to have sugar. And I had a chai latte and I'm not supposed to have sugar. And I got some like women's balancing like powder because I like have women's like
what
PMS.
Did you
I have PMS, like women hormone balancing. Like I have my hormones are all fucked up. I have like PMS and shit, and like I need like all these herbs, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I don't know. I'm always trying, like, I have so many supplements, and I'm like a witch doctor with my supplements.
Yeah, a witch doctor that probably gave me birth control instead of Seroquel.
Oh yeah, he
he
was like, did you give me birth control? I was like, why the fuck would I give you birth control? First of all, I don't even take birth control anymore because birth control is like the devil. Like, birth control is gonna like kill everyone. Like, it's horrible for your gut health. And then, like, why would I give you birth control? Even though I think men should be taking the birth control, because, like, all the women are all, like, crying and all fucked up from birth control and depressed and shit. And men are just, like, la-di-da-di-da, like, trading stocks, like, while we're all fucking depressed and crying from birth control.
No comment. The technology is not there yet, but
no,
maybe
like,
it'll get there one day.
I think there needs to be something, like snip, snip down there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Please.
for real, like snip, snip,
Please
like
no.
what? Maybe like they should just become sterile,
Please
like right when they're
no.
born, and then we don't have to be subjected to birth control. I don't know how we got.
My dad got the procedure. He's
saying,
doing
like,
all right.
I'm just saying, like, maybe we can just be cloned, and then like we don't have to worry about like popping babies out of our vages and like all this birth control bullshit and condoms and. Wait, how do we get off on this?
Then everyone would just be like asexual, and we'd have like babies growing out of our arms or our foreheads or something.
I don't know. I just don't like birth control. But I'm not giving you birth control. I know he was trying to make a joke. Alright, anyway, birth control, fine. Okay, I gave you birth control, and I hope that it works. Okay, no babies. Team, no babies.
Team, no babies.
Okay. Anyway, what happened?
What happened next?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we went to Montecito again, and then we walked around the little town because we didn't walk around before. We went to this cool little inn hotel.
Oh yeah.
My guess is that their rooms were probably $400 a night.
And they have these cool like dome chairs, and I'm like taking photos in it, like photo shoot. And then they had a cool pool, and I was like, oh, like let's pretend like we're staying at this pool. Like, I don't know, I like taking photos. Everyone probably thinks like, oh my gosh, like how's this girl having so much fun? Like, what? Once in a while I have fun, and then the other half of my life I'm just crying in bed. Not in bed, but like just crying.
Today was a pretty good day for you, considering it was raining. I didn't see any crying. No
I told him I
tears.
cry on, and he's like, what do you do on rainy days? I was like, besides cry. I was like, I don't know, I like try to go to the gym and not cry usually, like, but today was okay, I think. Yeah, like, I don't know, I can't crack the code. Like, I can't crack the code of like the deal, but like, okay, TMI, but I got my period and now I feel better. It's always like it's like a couple days before where I have like the panic attacks and like the crying and like the world is ending and like everything's ending. And I'm like, everything's ending and this is happening and that's happening and my life is over and I'm never gonna be okay. And then like I get my period and I'm like fine, except for like today I did have a little freak out for like a second. But like usually it's like the whole day. Like so like 1 second that's like a little bit better than like the whole day, right? We can agree.
We can agree. I think your biggest freak out was paying $21 for parking.
I didn't want to pay parking. Okay, look, like, okay, the thing is, like, I came to LA because I'm like, I can't be in the cold, blah, blah, blah. Like, I need the sun. Like, I'm getting depressed. Like, I can't be in the cold. So I, like, was like, Dad, you need to get me to the sun. And, like, I make my dad, like, figure, like, really difficult circumstances out, because I'm like, well, I don't have money, but I need to be in the sun, but I don't have money, but I need to be in the sun, so you need to make this work right now. So he like luckily found, I guess, Uncle Hal to like his friend to like house me for free. So I like came here, but I didn't plan like, okay, like if I come here I'm gonna have to like spend like a good amount of money to like have fun, and I want to have fun because I like having fun and I'm really good at spending money, but then I feel really guilty because I'm like, oh, I'm like not really rich, like I shouldn't be spending money, but I want to have fun and I like spending money. Okay, so like
I don't feel like you're being totally frivolous though. I feel like you're just enjoying your vacation.
I know, I just like feel guilty because like it's not really like I wasn't like really supposed to have a vacation, then all of a sudden like I had a vacation like out of nowhere. Like this was not like planned. It was just like I'm going to LA like to get some sun. I I just didn't plan anything. It was like all kind of like really fast. Like it all happened really fast. And then, like, of course, if I'm here, it's like, well, now I want to have fun. Now I'm gonna rent a car. Like, now I'm gonna like do. Okay, now let's like go like on a road trip. Okay, like, you know, and like I don't know, like I'm not adding up like how much I'm spending. So I'm just like, oh my god. And we're going to restaurant after restaurant. We ate at 2 restaurants in one night at one point. Like,
Yeah,
we're going hard.
That was a wild night when we went to the comedy club. We didn't do a recap of that night, did we?
Oh, no.
Yeah, we went to the comedy club. We've been doing all sorts of stuff.
We've been doing a lot of stuff, and I should just be like happy that I'm doing shit. But like the Rachel in me is like, I like to complain and make a big deal out of everything. But we're having fun. Like, so I should just be like, okay, we're having fun. It's vacation, fine. Okay.
Okay, so where did we live off? We went to Montecito.
Yeah.
And then, or we went back to Montecito, I should say. And then we tried to find, Then we went and got my car. Then we tried to find another vegan restaurant. We drove all the way to this vegan restaurant, and it wasn't even there. It was like an office building. I can't believe we did that.
This is fake. Like, where's this restaurant? There's no restaurant. Like, it even told us like the suite number, which was like a doctor.
Yeah.
Like,
made no sense. I think it was a CPA.
And then he had to go pee. He was like, I'm gonna pee my pants because I keep drinking water. Like, this is the 50th, 100th time I've peed my pants. Like, I have to go. Like, right?
Yeah, and somehow we made it, or I made it all the way to another vegan restaurant.
And I went and peed, and I didn't even have to like really pee, but I just was like, yeah, I should go pee too. Well, I went and peed and you didn't.
I didn't go pee yet, so I was able to hold it for like 30 minutes till we got to the next vegan restaurant, which I can't remember the name of. But
yeah, and it was like pouring rain. Oh wait, back to the beginning. The drive over was fun. Like, right? The drive over was fun. So we met like in the way beginning. I like was driving on like the highway with like there was like haze, and then like it kept like raining, and then it would like stop raining, and it was rain and stop raining, and like I was like having my like sunroof like down, and I was like blasting music, and that was a good time.
Yeah, we drove on a PCH.
Yeah, it was beautiful. The ocean, the mountains, everything was beautiful. PCH, whatever that is,
Pacific Coast Highway.
Yes, and then on the way back, we drove separate also, because we both had our cars separate, because we like met. And then it was like pouring rain again, like, and there was huge puddles, and it was like whatever, it was raining, blah blah blah. And then what else? Oh,
then we went to after the vegan restaurant, we were gonna go to the Academy of Motion Pictures Museum. I can't remember.
Some Thai restaurant.
I'd have to look it up. Yeah, there's a ton of Thai vegan restaurants.
It was so good.
In Los Angeles, it's crazy.
Curry.
Yeah, you got the pumpkin curry, you got the green curry, you got some veggie juice.
The juice was really good.
And it dripped on my shirt. I can't believe it dripped on my shirt.
We forgot about the wheatgrass.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We tried to do one of your skits early this morning.
I was like, we went to a juice shop, and I was like, okay, look, I know you're not going to want to do this. This is some girl. I was like, they had wheatgrass shots, and I was like, we just want to make a wheatgrass juice, like, video, like, making a joke, and blah, 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 like, make a joke. And she's like, but we have wheatgrass, and, like, no, we're not. I'll get in trouble if I do that. So, like, all right, then, like, give me wheatgrass shots. So then, like, she gave me a double shot and him one shot. But then by accident, I took the one shot instead of the double shot. And then he drank the double shot. And I was like, oh, I hope you don't get sick. I was like, oh, no, because you never had wheatgrass before. And luckily, he was like, I'm fine. I didn't get sick. Like, I'm fine. And then, like, it was weak. Like, this wheatgrass was not as good as Perfect Foods wheatgrass.
Yeah.
Like, it was not.
Perfect Foods.
It wasn't.
Wheatgrass
It wasn't.
The best.
It wasn't. I'm sorry. Like, this was like not. This was subpar wheatgrass. First of all, it was like light green. It was like watery, and it didn't taste potent. Where was the chlorophyll? I don't know where it was. It wasn't there, and I just didn't get a kick out of it. Did you feel any energy?
I got a little energy boost, but it probably could have been more of an energy boost if it was Perfect Foods wheatgrass.
So yeah, like, moral of the story is, there's just nothing better than perfect wheatgrass, and like, you can tell the difference. Like, we should actually have a side-by-side comparison of the color and the taste and everything, and just do like an experiment. But yeah, I don't know. I was not satisfied with that wheatgrass, but I was like, I haven't been drinking wheatgrass for like the past couple weeks. I only had it like once, so I feel kind of like unhealthy or whatever, like not getting my wheatgrass in. I feel like I need it every day, and I've been like not as energetic and stuff, so I'm like eating a lot of crappy food outside, like you know, like, even though it's vegan,
I mean,
it's still like,
good.
it tastes good, it's vegan, but it's not healthy, you know. Like, say that coconut curry, like, did not sit well. A lot of heavy cream, a lot of heavy cream.
Yeah,
But Phil doesn't understand. You know,
like, this stuff is good. It actually fills me up.
It fills you up, but I'm fucking clean and I'm eating heavy ass coconut curry and like burping my. Okay, but it was good though. It was good. But okay, and then what else?
So after the vegan restaurant,
Yeah.
we were gonna go to, what is it called? The Academy something museum, where all the
movies, the films, like they explain different films and stuff.
Yeah, they have like a bunch of like memorabilia or whatever you call it, like props and stuff like that, movie places, and I got to the parking garage first.
He calls it a parking structure, and I'm like, well, like, I'm sorry, but I never heard someone call it a parking structure. I don't know if it's a California thing or what, but like in New York, we do not call it a structure, and I don't know where you got this term, but I'm gonna like have to ask everyone in California if they call it that, or if you invented that, or like if your parents called it that, or where you got this term.
Well, in my opinion, if you're going like underground, it is kind of like a parking garage, but if it's like a separate like structure, then it's a parking structure.
I'm sorry, but like, he said parking structure a lot of times on this trip, a lot of times, and every time I'm like bewildered like by this term, because I've never heard of it. In New York, we do not have parking structures. We have parking garages, and that is it. No parking structures here. I feel like a European would call it that. Like, they'd be like, this is a parking structure. Like, did you go to the parking structure? I do not speak English, so this is how I translate it from German. Okay. I don't know what we're doing.
Two Americans. The parking structure.
Yes, the structure. This is the structure. Okay. And then what else? Oh, so I freaked out, obviously, about, because I had to pay $21. I was like, I'm being so frivolous. It's my money. Like, meanwhile, like, I like love spending money. Like, obviously, we got mushroom chocolates for no reason. I was like, yeah, let me just get some mushroom chocolates. Like, no big deal.
I did not have any mushroom chocolates. I don't know what you're talking about.
He did have mushroom chocolates. And it was his idea, too. It was his idea, because we walked into the... Oh, did we say that? Because we walked into this, like, sketchy, like... This was a different night, where we walked into a sketchy, smoke shop. Did we talk about this already?
No, we did the recap first, and then we went and got the special chocolates.
Yeah, so we went to the sketchy smoke shop, and he's like, oh, I went and got these mushrooms, like, chocolates or whatever, but, like... Or mushrooms at a smoke shop, but it wasn't real mushrooms. It was like lion's mane, blah blah blah. I didn't get high, and the guy's like, oh well, like, he's like, I know where you can get like some real mushroom chocolates, like down the street. So we're like on a hunt for mushroom chocolates.
Maybe we shouldn't tell them where we got it, because then they might go away.
In Hollywood, but we're not gonna say where.
We got them somewhere in Hollywood.
At a smoke shop.
We're not trying to rat anyone out.
Yeah, not that anyone's watching this anyway, but yeah, so we got it, and then, yeah, they were like, oh, like, just like, and then it says, like, the dosage or whatever, and so I'm like, oh, but, like, okay, we're gonna get it, but then, like, I don't want to take it, because it's, like, 11 p.m., and, like, then we're gonna be up all night, and who knows what's gonna happen, and then, like, Phil's like, well, then why'd you buy it? And I was like, well, I was bought it for, like, a different day, like, because I want a microdose, and, like, not today. And then, like...
I was legit confused, though, because I thought you didn't want to have them at all.
Yeah.
And then I thought you didn't even buy yours, and I bought mine. So I thought I needed to return it, but it turned out you did want it. But it just did not work out for you.
So I took
it worked
half.
out for me.
Yeah. Wait, so what happened? I took half and nothing happened, and then like you took half, nothing happened, and then you went home and took more on the drive, right?
Not on the drive.
On the drive?
Not
on the drive. But on the drive. But you did on the drive, I think. But he doesn't want to say. But you can't get arrested after the fact. Or you just don't want your mom to see this? Like what? I'm sending it to her private link.
Are you friends with my
Dear
mom?
Mrs. What's her name? What's your last name?
Pascal.
I'm gonna find Miss Pascal and send her this link. Anyway, so he decides.
I'm just gonna hold my breath.
He decides to take the whole bar, right? The whole bar. He's like, I thought it would be fake, so I'm just gonna test out the whole bar and fucking see if it works, because that makes sense, right? Like, because like either it's like the whole bar or nothing. And so like then we're on the phone because I can't sleep. He's like, I'm seeing colors, and he's like whispering. He's like, I want anyone to hear like that I'm like tripping on mushrooms, like and then he's like, oh Rachel, I feel so bad for you that you're so sad. Like I just want to like you need love, and you like needs like love to grow, and like you're like a plant that needs to grow, that needs sunshine and love. And like something like that, like really like, right? What were you saying?
I said when you're sad, you're like a withering plant, and so you just need like love and nurturing and support.
Yeah.
I had a lot of really cool realizations.
He was tripping balls, and I was just like, bro, you're tripping balls. And then like, okay, so then like the next day I was like, well, I want a microdose, because microdose like expands your mind and like boosts your mood and blah blah blah. So then I like microdose like one, waited like an hour and didn't do anything. 2, waited an hour, took another one. Okay, went outside and I was like, oh, I love LA. LA is great. The sun is shining. Like the leaves were like, wait, did we already talk about this? I feel like I was like swinging on the swing.
No, we didn't.
And I started crying.
We didn't recap this yet.
We didn't?
Video.
Oh, okay.
We only did the one recap.
Okay.
Hollywood and Island. This is only our second recap.
Okay.
But I think they might be a little bit lost just in terms of like what happened when. But
the sun was shining, and then like I found like a swing, a really cool swing in the neighbor's yard. I was like, I'm gonna go on this swing, and I was swinging on their swing, and I was like, oh, this is fun. But I was like, oh, but I hope they don't catch me swinging on their swing in their yard. And then I was like texting everyone, and I was like, I took mushrooms, blah blah blah. Like, this is great. The sun is shining. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm a horrible person. I'm a terrible person. Life is over. Like everything's. And I started freaking out, texting everyone. And then I had like to help this high schooler with like his career, that like his mom messaged me because people think I'm a life coach, but I'm not really a life coach because I was manic and decided to become a life coach.
That's a whole other story.
And then I decided to like coach this kid on what like college major to have, and like and I was freaking out about that. And then like my friend was like, if you like coach this guy while you're on mushrooms 100%, you're not gonna have a client. And I was like tripping. I was like, why can't you just believe in me? Why can't you support me? And then like my like sister's friend Sylvia is like texting me, like she's like, everything's gonna be fine, like, and she's like giving me like therapy, and like all my friends are like giving me text therapy like all the time. I don't know how they all put up with me like 24/7, all my like drama like breakdowns. Like, it's gonna be fine, like blah blah blah. And then I'm like crying like on like someone's lawn, like bawling. And then like I'm like, listen, I like told my friend, I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna prove to you that I could coach this guy. And I like sobered up quick, and I fucking coached this kid, and like organized like everything, like, and I was like, I fucking did this somehow. Like after tripping balls, like I wasn't seeing any colors or anything, but I just was sad. Like, and the next day I decided to do it again, and I was fucking tripping balls again, crying. And I told Hal, didn't we do this part? Yeah, I told Hal, like, I took his mushrooms. And no, I took mushrooms. He's like, did you buy my mushrooms? I'm like, no. I was like, I took magic mushrooms. And I told my dad. My dad called Hal. He's like, don't let Rachel take mushrooms. Don't let her smoke weed. Like, so like I came to the realization that I can't do drugs. I can't drink. I can't do anything fun. And I'm not sure how to expand my consciousness now, because like I want it to be expanded, because I feel like it's very like surface level, and I need to be expanded, like I need to know the meaning of life. And right now it's kind of like, okay, is there a God? Is there a God? Probably not. I don't know. And then like I feel like when you like he had like these realizations, and like I need that type of like love, connection, like realizations that I do not have. Like I feel very like empty, like nothing really matters. Like no one matters. I don't really care about anyone. I told
yourself,
you. But myself. I don't care about anyone but myself. Like I'm so fucking
like
selfish.
5 minutes later, you're like, I do care about people, but I don't think I'm actually like that.
I'm not sure. Like I don't know. I'm confused because I'm kind of bipolar. So like.
You flip-flop on what you say all the time. You say I'm a bitch. I'm not a bitch. I'm toxic. I'm so toxic. Who wants to put up with me?
Yeah, like I don't know like how I feel about things. It's weird.
I don't know. I put up with you.
You do. So. Everyone seems to put up with me, which is like why, like I don't understand, like why, like people could just be like, fuck you, Rachel, like go, just go, and they're like, they like deal with me, and I'm like, oh, why?
You must be loved.
I must be loved. I don't know why people will put up with me. I'm such a pain in the ass, like literally. A little bit. You said
I have fun.
You said I was a little bit. You said you were like a little bit of the bitchiness was coming out in small spurts. Because at first he was like, "You're not a bitch. I haven't seen any bitchiness at all." And I was like, "Oh, not yet." I was like, "You haven't seen it yet." And you're like, "Oh, it's kind of coming out a tiny bit."
It's just like small moments when you're like arguing with me about whether Creedence Clearwater Revival is Southern rock or not. And then I'm like sitting there like looking up on my phone. I'm like, I don't need to know, like look this up.
I was like, look it up.
She has me like second guessing.
I was telling you to look it up for me. I was like, you better fucking look that up. There's no such thing as Southern rock. Wait, it's that.
So where were we?
I don't know. Oh, then we took pictures with like the lights, those special lights, the lamps.
Well,
by
you
the art
didn't
museum.
even say anything about the art museum. We were supposed to go. So we got to basically LACMA by the tar pits.
It's so high right now.
Academy Museum, and then we decided to do LACMA instead of the Academy Museum because they have a bunch of paintings and art, pottery and stuff. So we looked at all that. Do you want to comment on any of that?
Alright, go. You have to continue.
Well, it turned out that I was trying to get a good angle of my face.
I'm just getting cramped over here. My arm is like starting to hurt. It's been like an hour of this video. Nobody's gonna watch this.
I know, right?
Like, I don't know if like they're really gonna like this episode or what.
The ramblings of two geniuses.
Yeah, and then on the drive like home, I'm like trying to listen to like all these like podcasts of finance and trying to figure out like how can I make money, blah blah blah. This guy's like, oh, I quit my job to travel the world and earning money by like getting a single family home and like renting out and like staying in one room and like just imagine like what you want in life. And okay, that's not has nothing to do with
and then this one time we went to Tokyo and dropped acid.
What?
And then this other time we put on moon shoes.
Tell them. Okay, so we went to like the art museum. What's it called?
We went to LACMA. We went to the art museum.
Did you like the art? Yes or no?
The art was decent. It was definitely really interesting to look at. I would have preferred, I definitely preferred to go there over the Academy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Picasso stuff that was probably from some of my favorite like parts of the exhibit. There was some creepy stuff there too. I don't know if you want to go into detail.
Oh yeah, like there was an exhibit that was like it looked like a workshop, like old like Southern like serial killer like Chainsaw
Yeah, it
Massacre.
looked like something from Texas Chainsaw
Yes.
Massacre.
Exactly.
And it was like this little, it was almost like a garage that you walked through. It wasn't really a garage, but it was like a little setup. And I was like, oh, this stuff is cool. And then Rachel looks up and she sees like baby arms hanging from the ceiling. I'm like, what the fuck? This is really creepy.
And then, like, I, of course, wasn't really impressed with the art. Because I'm always like that in museums. Like, I'm just never really impressed. Like, the only thing, like, that I was impressed with was when I went to the bathroom at the end. And, like, you just kind of, like, waved your hand, like, in front of, like, the bathroom. And it was like, you wave it. And then the door opened. And I was like, oh, my God, this is the best part of the exhibit. And he was like, does that mean you didn't like the exhibit? And I was like, I'm picky. I'm a tough critic. And I was trying, and I was like, he's like, oh, which art piece did you like? And I was like, this one is like nice, it's presentable, and it has a nice aesthetic, but I'm trying to like it. I was like, I'm trying to like it.
Yeah, I definitely felt like it was some of these artists' more mediocre work. I feel like some of their best work is elsewhere, but it was still an experience. Like, I definitely go back.
Are you reviewing it? Wait, the one that I liked, that I was impressed with, was like a actual structure. Like, it looked like a not NASCAR.
You were most impressed with the
structure. That
cool. Looked like a big kid's toy.
But it was really like elaborate. Like, it looked like Jenga pieces with mosaics. With like that probably took months to make. Like, and like it was like a whole city. Like, it had the Eiffel Tower. It had this. It had that. It was very elaborate and very like, and it had great architecture. And I can appreciate architecture and shininess and all this stuff. That was, to me, that was art. And the other ones were like, hey, I'm gonna slap some paint and then maybe like, and like some like ugly boobies and like, no, like, and some creepy like shit. Like, no, like, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna have art, make it look like art. Make it look good.
It was definitely art. It just might not have been your particular preference.
Exactly. Like, okay, I don't like ugly, creepy art. Like, I prefer shiny, cool art.
Some of it was creepy. Like, there was this one painting of a guy like jumping through somebody else's body.
Yeah.
And then he was like, but then the guy jumping through the other guy's body had like all his skin peeled off. And he was like made of muscle.
Yeah, and that was like, it was called suicide. So I'm very, it's a topic I'm well versed in. Like, dead serious. Now we're supposed to go to the gym, I guess. My phone is charging because like my phone charger broke, and that's been like a tough issue. That my phone charger must have broke. So my phone's charging in his car. Actually, your car's been charging for an hour, like on. I feel like this isn't safe. Like, you're not supposed to just like leave your car charging, right?
Oh my God, my car has been on for an hour. We've been videotaping.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this isn't good. Turn off the car.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. Now we're supposed to go to the gym, but we're like lazy a little bit, I think.
Especially after this recap. These
recaps are so long because like so much stuff happens and we can't keep track. And the thing is, like, if you don't recap that day, that's it. Like, you, like, with my memory, that's it. Like, it's lost into like the void. Like, you lose that day if there's no recap. So like, I'm like, we need to do a recap now. And if we don't do a recap now, that's it. Like, the whole vacation is just like one big blur, and like, that's it. Like, we don't even know what we did. Right?
Exactly. I mean, I'm probably gonna forget all of this. I have no recollection of any of it.
But luckily we have the recap.
She's documenting it, so I will remember. I mean, I'm still gonna remember the highlights.
I won't remember. I'll just pick
between
who's
our
Phil.
two memories.
I'll be like, who the fuck is Phil? Like,
Phil.
I think I went to LA, but like, I'm not sure who Phil is. And like, I don't know what we did. I think we might have like eaten some like vegan food and like got to some comedy shows and did shrooms. But like, other than that, like, it's all blur. And I just remember parking structures, a lot of parking structures, and they were very expensive. Okay.
You said parking structure. I can't believe you said parking structure.
I feel like no one's gonna watch this.
Anyways, we're about to go to the gym.
The gym. I'm so tired. And we didn't sleep. Like, I slept like 3 hours and you slept like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't even know, like, how we're alive right now. Oh, my curls are very curly. And I don't know how we're, like, alive right now. Like, I'm, like, getting a little bit tired. And then, I feel like I don't have plans for the rest of the week, so that's, like, bothering me a little bit. Like, I don't know what to do.
You'll figure it out.
Tomorrow's supposed to go, like, to, like, with Avi to drive to Malibu, but, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I should, like, hang out with strangers, like, really. That's the issue. Is like, I was supposed to go, like, with some girl for tea, and, like, I don't really want to go, like, hang out with strangers and get tea. Like, no. But then I'm like, well, I'm in LA, I better do stuff. Right?
Exactly.
So I canceled on the girl with tea. I felt bad. I was like, oh, I want to get tea. And I was like, oh, never mind. Not getting tea. Like, this girl's never going to hang out with me now. Go. Okay, bye. Because we'll go to the gym now, and then, I don't know. Bye.